Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween on the Calvin Cam podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything spooky and chilling. I'm Calvin.
And I'm Anthony. And today we have The Ring. So let's get into it.
Okay, everybody, here we are. Yeah, hit the microphone. We are back again for day 18 of the 31 Days of Halloween. So happy to be doing this again. It is incredible. It's really great. It's been a good run. We're over halfway to the end of the month now.
Yeah, so. And we've gotten some good feedback from the audience, and it's good to have that feedback. It's really been cool and special for us.
It is. Things are going great.
Yeah, we're having a great time, and I'm glad that we're providing content for people they're enjoying it.
All right, let's talk about The Ring. The Ring came out in 2002. It was directed by Gore Verbinski. He is a very well-known director. He directed the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he did a great job with those, obviously.
Yeah, those are actually really fun and entertaining movies with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and some would say one of the best trilogies of all time, too. So, at least the original ones. But the Ring is a very special movie. I think that it came out at a perfect time for me. I watched it a couple of years after it came out. I watched it when I was around 14 years old, and I think that it really hit home. I was scared to watch TV for a week, and because obviously if you've seen The Ring, you know that the girl who is Samara, she crawls out of the TV and kills you. So
yeah, and isn't this based off a Japanese horror film?
Yes, it is. It is based off of Ringu, and they have spawned an entire franchise from that with several offshoots. I mean, The Grudge is an offshoot of The Ring.
Yeah, that's also right. I forgot about The Grudge.
So there's a whole lot of that comes from it, and it takes heavy inspiration. The American version of The Ring takes heavily inspiration from the Japanese horror mythos of the Ringu. And it stars Naomi Watts, Martin Henderson, Brian Cox, and David Dorfman. And I think that all of this main cast did a fantastic job. One of my favorite parts of this movie is the acting. I think that it's really well done, and I think Naomi Watts is a really strong lead.
Yeah, she did a really good job in this movie portraying the character Rachel Keller.
Yeah. Now I like The Ring is got pretty darn good pacing, I'd say. I was pretty entertained upon rewatching this movie. I was pretty entertained the entire way through. And the scares in this movie are really good. The cinematography to go along with the scares and the suspense is really, really well done.
Yeah, I thought suspense building when this movie was really good. Just even like you said, the overall cinematography. We had the shot of the tree, and then at the end when the nails start coming out of the wood. So those are just two shots that I remember that were absolutely gorgeous, and they built some suspense for when they chopped it into the cabin and found the well.
Just to give you all a basic plot of the movie, it's about a journalist that must investigate a mysterious videotape which seems to cause the death of anyone 1 week to the day after they watch it. We see a lot of horror movies take inspiration from this movie in modern horror, and there's a lot of funny little nods at this. I believe if you've watched scary movies, the Scary Movie series, like Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3, I believe it's the third movie is heavily inspired by The Ring and Signs, and I just remember a lot of nods to that, and it's the classic phone call sequence of "you're gonna die in 7 days." Like, people make fun of that a lot these days now. So I think this movie has grown wonderfully. I think that it still today holds up, even though it came out. I mean, it didn't come out like forever ago, only like 20 years ago. But I think that it's still a great watch. Like,
I think it's aged in time, and it does a really good job with the storytelling and having it, chronologically broken down and went, for the days leading up to the end of the movie. It's awesome, and I thought it was really cool how they did that.
Yeah, I think that another one of my favorite parts of the movie is the initial beginning section with the two girls that watch the tape or talk about watching the tape, and then eventually, one of them dies. But it's a really strong opening for a movie, and it's
Yeah.
one that really will get you invested in watching the whole movie, which is exactly what you want as a storyteller. You want to hook somebody immediately, so. This definitely does a great job at that. Another really strong point in this movie is the child actor, grown up now, David Dorfman. He did a fantastic job. He himself, I thought, was creepy in this film, and definitely made a lot of the Ring stuff more eerie.
Yeah, he basically he draws all these pictures about and foreshowing what happens in the movie, and it's really cool how he draws them. And there's a scene where he's drawing the ring, the well, and he's just going over and over and over, scraping it, and it's just really, really cool how it's presented. So I thought he did an amazing job in this movie.
Yeah, so and all in all, I think that the conclusion to this movie is probably I expected personally a little bit more out of it, but I still think that it was good. And I like one thing that I really like about this movie too is that Samara, the girl that is, from the well, I think that I like that she is just actually evil. So I think that that's great because they try and give a lot of characters like sympathetic stories of why they are the way that they are, and like no, she's just like straight up a bad egg. So
yeah, she's evil, and you can totally see it in all the scenes that are portrayed in this movie.
And especially if you continue down the franchise and you watch Ring 2 and then you watch the newest release, which was Rings, you get further information on just like, yeah, she's bad. So this is a great movie. If I were to rate this movie, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. I think great characters, great acting, really good pacing, and good scares, like really good scares. I think the script is well done and the directing is, again, well done. Gore Verbinski is like a really good director. So
yeah.
What would you rate this?
I would definitely give it a 4-star. I love the acting. The characters portray, their roles. They do their roles really well in this movie. The cinematography is brilliant. Like I said, with the tree, the nail scene. What else is there to say? It's really good the way it's broken down in chronological order. I like how they have how the tape, has the coincidental things that happen in the movie, like how they break it down with like the fly and the ladder and all those things. I thought that was really cool of showing the story and telling it. And the score was pretty good in this movie as well.
Score is good. Score was good too. Audio is good too. But yeah, that's my that's my good review for it. Let's get into some fun facts like we usually do. Do you have anything else to add before we go into fun facts? Or
no, I do not.
All right, let's get it. All right, pulling up the fun facts for you. Here we go. The cursed video is available as an Easter egg on the DVD. Select look here and press down, and your cursor will disappear. Press enter. This has an interesting feature. Your remote control is disabled once the video has started playing. You can't stop it, pause it, fast forward it, or return to the menu unless you turn off the TV. You're forced to watch the whole thing. When it's over, the DVD returns to the menu. Then you hear a phone ring twice before you're given control over the remote again.
Oh my God. What an immersive way to get you engaged in this movie.
I miss DVD content like that.
Yeah.
There's not, we're in a world that's all digital now, so there's not much of like featurettes and stuff besides like maybe your basic behind the scenes videos, but that's like it. um, Long before the movie premiered, the killer video was used as a commercial. The commercial did not mention any movie for nearly a month. So it just
Wow.
played that. For the choice of the film's color, it was decided that everything was to be tinged with that, color green, blue, to give the film a sickly, unnatural feeling. Sets were also lit in that way, and none of the characters have a shadow. So
That's really cool.
to create an almost subconscious sense of creepiness.
Yeah.
It does a really great job.
Yeah,
Like,
it did. It did a really good job. Like I said.
the tree with the fairy red leaves featured in the movie is a Japanese maple. The fruit of this tree is known as a samara.
That's awesome. Good nods to the movie there.
Gore Verbinski deliberately chose not to cast major stars as any of the main or supporting characters, as he wanted the film to be discovered by audiences. Naomi Watts, Martin Henderson, and Amber Tamblyn, who received retroactive recognition for this film. So that's impressive. Like, this was their like really like start to fame. I mean, obviously they did projects beforehand, but like this is like, you're the girl from The Ring.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. That's a cool fact.
Until Stephen King's It, this movie, the 2017 It, I should say, this movie was the highest grossing horror remake in history, with a total worldwide gross of over $249 million US.
Wow. So it really did good in the box office.
Yeah. Well, I remember when it came out when I was like 10 or 11, and I was like, I ain't watching that movie, but I remember everybody going to see it and everybody like being like, oh, you have to go see it. It's the like creepiest thing. Like, everybody talked about it. So I think that it's very important in the horror genre. Let's see. The massive success of The Sixth Sense was what gave Paramount Pictures the confidence to greenlight a remake of Ringu. Due to the rise in popularity of supernatural mysteries and thrillers.
That's cool.
Shyamalan. I mean, Shyamalan knew how to get people into the theater. So I'm not surprised that he inspired like a lot of things in the thriller genre. This sold more than 2 million DVD copies in the US alone in its first 24 hours of video release.
Probably because of the DVD feature.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian Cox was the only actor considered to play Richard Morgan. He turned down a part in Ghost Ship to be in this film.
That was probably a wise decision.
It was. I mean, Ghost Ship's a good movie though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's from the guy who made 13 Ghosts, and I really enjoy that. Pedro loves that movie, so
I haven't seen it recently, but I remember I liking it.
Let's see. I got one more for you. The film was originally promoted under the title Ring. Like Ringu, the original Japanese film upon which it was based. Shortly before release, the title was changed to The Ring. So, just
that's cool.
Adding to making it a little, different. Yeah. So that's gonna be it for our fun facts. As usual, there's a ton of facts out there online you could read for hours. So
yeah, unfortunately, we can't get to all of them, which we wish we would. We wish we could, but we wish we could.
No, yeah, we want to do these videos a little bit longer later when we get back to a regular
To
schedule.
do like a full breakdown, and this movie definitely needs a full breakdown.
A lot of the movies that we picked on this list this year, I think, deserve full episodes. So eventually in time they will happen. Maybe not for every single one of these movies, but a good vast majority, I'd say, especially because we love horror movies. That's one of our collected favorite genres. So, doing the 31 Days of Halloween, we, as I've said before, we only are doing these episodes 10 to 20 minutes around there, trying to keep it short and sweet because we're uploading every day, and it's a lot.
It's been a lot of work, but it's been a journey, and it's been a lot of fun.
So, thank you all so much for all of your support, and thanks for hanging in there. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you all so much for watching the Calvin Cam podcast. You can find us on any social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter. Go check our podcast out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Amazon Music. We also have YouTube channel, the Calvin Cam. Go over there, hit that like and subscribe button, and follow us there. As well as you can now really support us on Patreon.com. It's probably the best place to support us. So you can go there, join one of our 3 tiers, and help us get bigger and better, and we will appreciate you every step of the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night.